extra risk. Such a good job getting her shoulders turned on that last forehand, so it really disguises where she's going to go. Hit it inside in or pull it. Excuse me, inside out or pull it inside in.
I've had my Garmin GPSMAP 67i for 1 week, 3 days as of today. And I've been doing a lot of land testing with it, and it has done very well, just like my Garmin inReach Explorer Plus viewer camera left. But unlike my Garmin inReach Explorer Plus, my Garmin GPSMAP 67i still needs to be tested out at sea and up in the air. So next week, I will be on a boat with a U.S. Coast Guard auxiliary member. I will take the Garmin GPSMAP 67i with me, and I will test it out at sea. I will test the tracking and navigation feature, and I'm sure it will do very well, just like my Garmin inReach Explorer Plus did out at sea. The week after next, I'm on a private jet to my home in New York City, New York for a little holiday. I will ask the pilot if I can activate my Garmin GPSMAP 67i while up in the air, and hopefully he or she will allow me to do so. In the past, the pilot did allow me to activate my Garmin inReach Explorer Plus up in the air, and the Garmin inReach Explorer Plus did very well. So I'm anticipating that the Garmin GPSMAP 67i will also do very well. I purchased several accessories for my Garmin GPSMAP 67i. I purchased a screen protector, a silicone case, and several spines, so that way I can carry it with me on my backpack, on my e-bike, and on my belt. So the Garmin GPSMAP 67i, like my Garmin inReach Explorer Plus, can be with me in all the activities that I do. I'm very pleased with the product. I'm glad I purchased it, and I'm looking forward to making a lot of history with it while in my possession and custody. It is a beautiful, sunny, and warm Monday morning for November 2024, 0945 hours Pacific Standard Time. And I have a light schedule on the tennis docket. I start at 10:30 and I end at around 13:30 or 1400 hours. It's supposed to get to the mid 60s or high 60s today. It's really a nice sunny morning. Glad to be out. I'm really excited about this MP3 playlist that I made. It consists of all my favorite 1980s music. The 1980s was a great time for me. I met a lot of nice people. I did a lot of great things. And I dated and was in relationships with a lot of wonderful women. Back in the 1980s, we did not have MP3 players. We had cassette tapes. And I would record my favorite songs on a cassette tape, put it in my cassette player in my car, and go for a drive and listen to it. I also made my mixes on the cassette tapes and gave it to the women that I liked or the women that I was dating. And of course, it contained a lot of my favorite songs, and those songs conveyed the feelings I had about them. I have a lot of great memories of the 1980s. Anyway, I'm here at the tennis courts right now, so I gotta close out and get ready. I gotta start my stretches, get hydrated, and get mentally prepared to achieve my goals for today out on the tennis courts. I'll start up again after I'm done. I had a pretty good hitting session. The only thing that I wish I could have done better was set up on my forehand much better. My footwork was a little sloppy today on the forehand side, but the backhand side was pretty good, and I did really well on that side. My serve was pretty good. Volleys were okay. Just focusing on this turn here. So now I'm listening to my MP3 mix, my new playlist consisting of 80s music. I'm also focusing on the traffic here. Anyway, I'm liking the way it's put together so far. Right now, I'm listening to The Cure, Just Like Heaven, one of my favorite songs. The line about the girl throwing her arms around his neck just grabs me every time. I remember back in the 1980s when I first heard it, that was my favorite line in the entire song, and it still is to date. Golden Gate Bridge looks great. Not a cloud in the sky. No fog, yay. Can't stand the fog. I'm going to cut through this bike trail right here. Oh yeah, I'm going to test my, wait, let me pull over. I'm going to test my GPSMAP 67i because this spot has very sketchy cellular connections. So I'm going to make sure my Garmin has satellites. So let me get to the satellite section here, and yes, wow, I've got so many satellites connected to my GPSMAP 67i right now, so that's really great. And I have 0 cell connection here in the Presidio for some reason. Okay, so I'm going to do a tracking. Just make sure that I could do the tracking here. Yep. Start tracking. Start tracking. Quit. All right. So let me pull this out. It's hard to see, but the GPSMAP 67i is in tracking mode, and I've got many satellites working in this area. One of the best reasons for living in San Francisco for me is the weather. It's November. I'm only wearing a warm-up sweatsuit. I was in tennis shorts and a t-shirt about, let's see, 4 hours ago. It's warm, it's sunny, it's clear, and the view is spectacular.